So Brian, how do I determine if failures during the food packaging process result from issues with packaging materials or the equipment?
That's a great question, Mariana. Thank you for asking. The first thing that I would say we want to do is we want to deal with this in a basic troubleshooting techniques, and we want to ask a few questions of ourselves. So we're going to start with the materials. If I change out to another batch of materials, does my problem go away? So if you're running production, you want to look for another lot. That's the gold standard. Look for a different lot of material. If you don't have a different lot of material, go to a different pallet or a different case. And if you don't have a different batch of material to go to, maybe a different SKU, because a different print may have a different raw material in the background behind it, so it can help identify as a material issue. If you have pouches, you need to look for a different SKU or a different lot. If you have cups and lids, same thing. You want to change out your cups to a different lot or a different pallet, different case, and then you want to change out your lids and change those out. Same thing. If by changing the materials the problem goes away, then it's a material issue, and there's no further work to be done to troubleshoot. It's a material issue. Work with your material supplier. Now they may have, if it's a cup, they may have cup numbers on the bottom or patterns that you can look for on the cups there. That work with them, and they can help you to identify that. On the equipment side of things, you want to look at, if I have multiple production lines that produce the same product, does it happen on all of those lines, or is it only happening on one? If I only have one machine, is it a multi-lane machine? And if so, is it happening and causing the problem only on one lane? Is it happening where there's a pattern in the package where the failure is happening? Is it always in the top right corner of a pouch? If that's the case, it's going to point to a mechanical issue, and that's going to tell you where it's in that top right corner of that seal bar. If it's in a cup and it's always on the pull tab and it's not sealed there, that's a mechanical issue. The materials aren't going to fail when they're making those lids or those cups. They can't know how that cup is going to be oriented in the machine. But if it's that pattern, then that tells you that your seal head's not hitting right. If it's on the opposite side across from the same thing, and maybe it's a puncture and it's something that's happening downstream and it's not even related to your machine or to your equipment, instead it's related to your downstream processing. You want to ask those questions, look for the patterns, where is it, what's the type of failure, and that'll help you determine, is it material or is it machine related.
And what are the probable causes if it is the equipment?
Well, I don't want to point the finger at the maintenance guys, but it's always going to be maintenance related. That isn't to say that they're doing anything wrong. It's that the equipment over time is going to begin to wear. Just like your car, you have to have from time to time new tires put on your car. You have to change your oil. Well, your equipment, we have to maintain that as well. Small amounts of wear will build over time, and it'll begin to stack on top of itself, so that you have to make some changes to make good product. And your operators will do that oftentimes without contacting maintenance, or the maintenance department will make those changes. But eventually it's going to get worse and worse. You have more and more wear that will build on top of itself, so that you can no longer produce good product. And so then you're going to have to do some maintenance. And one of the keys that's going to be part of that is going to be using OEM parts, original OEM parts. I like to save money wherever I can, and I'm notorious. My wife, it bothers her, but I'll buy the cheap potato chips because I can't taste the difference. But your equipment will know the difference between OEM parts and non-OEM parts. And I've many times over the years, I've been to customers and helped solve problems where the problem was actually caused by maintenance trying to do their part, but having to use non-OEM parts, they actually caused additional problems. So go to your equipment manufacturer, buy the OEM parts, and maintain the equipment, and you won't have issues on your equipment. It'll run well for you.
All right, Brian, these are great insights. Thank you so much. And if you want to learn more about this topic, contact Waldner North America, waldner@wnapt.com. Thank you.
Thanks so much.